What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and we'll get right into it. So let me pull it up for us here in a sec and hit record. We'll get right into it. So as you can see, nice green day for Apple. We are up $2.09 for the day, which is 1.62%. Down a little after hours, but not too bad. So I'm sure, as you guys know, that we had a little bit of news today. And what was that news? That news was that Apple is launching a major new racial equity and justice initiative projects to challenge systematic racism, advance racial equity nationwide. So this is a $100 million pledge and includes one first-of-a-kind hub for HBCUs and an Apple Developer Academy in Detroit. So this is what they're planning for it to look like. So it's really cool that Apple is, coming out and doing this to combat, systematic barriers of opportunity and combat injustices faced by communities of color. So that's, I know a lot of us were looking forward to a big announcement from Apple. This is what that big announcement was. It's bigger than, just a product. They could have been, it could have been a product, or it could have been, something related to their overall business model. But as you guys know, nowadays what's as important as the product they sell is the social message behind a company, and the fact that they're doing this, I think is great for them in the long term. But, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. And this is Tim Cook's statement. He's talking about how the reason why Apple's doing this and how they sort of were able to do it and all that good stuff. So really exciting stuff for Apple. As you can see, nice small green day for Apple as well. So let's take a look at how the stock traded today. If we go to yesterday, right, we remember we closed near the 129s, the low 129s. And we were talking about, making a push towards this 130s level to see if we could break in, or if we see a little bit more of a sell-off. So right out of the gate, right, we opened a little bit lower. 128.17, pushed up, bounced off VWAP, pushed up again, got rejected by this level, right? We got rejected at 130.20. Our level was at 130.24. So, level held up really nicely, which was nice. Came down to VWAP, at least we were, able to bounce and then bounce again. This time, exactly the point we were watching was this 130.24. So you see it hitting, and then in the third minute, it kind of was able to go through, right? So, great strength from Apple over there. Pushed up, and then it was kind of trading between, a 50-cent range or so, 130.145 to 130.86. And then it pushed down. It didn't quite make it down to that level, which was nice. Started pushing up again, and then it was pretty much sideways for the rest of the day between kind of 130.70s and 131.17s, 131.20. So not an exciting day for Apple overall, right? Not a lot of action. It was kind of this push at the beginning that got us from kind of the high 128s to the mid 131s really, and that was what caused the green day. Pretty much sideways for the rest of the day. Not much movement going on there. Let's take a look at our daily chart, and we'll see what we can see there. Alrighty, so now you could see, as you guys could see, yesterday we were at this level, so we talked about, hey, do we see a little bit more of a sell-off, a bounce off of the EMAs, right? The 34 EMA potentially falling even further if we can break out of this level, or do we see a push up towards 130s? We broke into 130s, which is great. Now the question becomes, what are we doing next? Well, if we were to push up, I think the first point that we need to knock out is today's high of 131.45 before we knock out this 132.63 and then push out this 133.45 level. The lines that I have drawn are more kind of concrete levels of support and resistance. So I do mention the highs of the day before, but that's more for levels of strength, right? So if we go start going up tomorrow, get rejected at 131.45, that tells me the momentum really isn't there. It is a potential resistance point, right? But when I'm saying resistance, I don't I want there to be a clear distinction between these like horizontal lines that we have and then the highs of the day before, right? So just kind of throwing that out there. So first kind of light resistance point that I see is 131.45, then 132.63. This 133.45 is going to be a little bit more of a resistance point based on previous price action. And then we have kind of that run room to 136 with some highs that we'd have to knock out. So that's what I'm watching on the upside. On the downside, we've got this 130.26 level, which is perfectly where the 8 EMA is as well. And then we've got today's low of 128.49, and then we've got the 21 EMA, excuse me, in between those two we have the 21 EMA at 129.10, then we've got 128.49, and then the 34 EMA at 127.13. That's what I'm watching on the downside. I wouldn't be surprised if we were to go just a little down and maybe test this level in the 130s to see if that holds up before we start pushing up. Initially I had talked about it. I am pretty bullish on Apple. I continue to hold Apple shares, and I thought we'd have a nice run into earnings. But recently, as we've seen with the whole Parler app and big tech and the regulation that could be coming with a fully democratic government, that's kind of caused a lot of big tech stocks to not do so hot this week. So I think that's kind of more of a pressing issue before we kind of get to see what Apple stock wants to do. So on the upside, again, just to sum it up, looking for a push towards 133.45, but I think we could bounce off of this low 130s level, or at least test it, right? Whether or not it holds is a different story. If that doesn't hold, I'm looking for the 21 EMA at the 129.10s to hold before we start to push up, hopefully with a lot of this uncertainty behind us, and hopefully to a great earnings call happening on 127. So we'll see how that goes. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section on Apple. I know a lot of people have been kind of commenting on the recent actions of Apple and other big tech, and it kind of raises a really important question that these companies have to answer to see what the future looks like for them, right? Are they going to continue to run that the way that they are, or are they going to change things around? So I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comment section if you have any questions. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time.